What if I told you that 76% of Amazon shoppers make their buying decision based on product images alone? Yet most sellers are leaving so much money on the table by not optimizing their A plus content. Crazy, right? What's going on, guys? John Aspinall here, brand evangelist at PickFu. And if you're not familiar with PickFu, we're an online testing platform that lets you get instant, speedy feedback on your product images, your listings, your product ideas, colors, concepts, variations, styles, patterns, you name it, you can test it. But not just test it with real audiences and real consumers that are looking to purchase that product. In just minutes, you can make data-driven decisions as opposed to relying on gut feelings or instinct, the kind of stuff that costs you lots of money in the end. Today, we're diving deep into something that could literally transform your Amazon business today, which is A+ content, formerly known as enhanced brand content, but no one really calls it that anymore. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've heard about A+ content, but how do I know if mine's working? How do I know if I'm saying the right thing or showing the right thing? I hear it all the time. And that's exactly what we're going to get into today. I'll show you how hundreds of brands are using PickFu to check their A+ content before it goes live and even after it goes live to further optimize it for that conversion rate. Literally saving thousands of dollars in inventory, wasted ad spend, and a lot of pain and frustration. But enough talking. Let's jump into it. Let me show you exactly how you can test your A+ content. All right, guys, for the first one, we went ahead and did a click test. So I took the A+ content for this product here, Everyman Jack, which is a men's deodorant, and I said, when shopping on Amazon for men's deodorant, which area on this product detail page does not tell you anything important you need to know to make the purchase? Click on the area and tell us why. So I grabbed the snapshot here of the A+ content. So I'm looking for where they don't like. So when I'm looking down here, I'm not seeing a lot of clicks over here. I'm not seeing a lot of, so this is areas that is telling them pertinent information that they need to know when making the shop. Remember, we're not looking for clicks on the good stuff. We're looking on clicks on the stuff that's not telling us enough. So you can see we're getting a lot of clicks up here at the top. So Everyman Jack, I selected this because I don't understand what Everyman Jack means or what it's referencing. So they're not familiar with the brand. When we look over here, it's saying maybe just the image of the man without his shirt. While he looks good, it makes me wonder why he needs to be there. I think it might be a tiny bit distracting. It doesn't really explain how it would make you smell better for longer. That's interesting to know, like smell better longer. What's giving us that longer better smell? Naturally derived, outdoor inspired. The folks are saying that are responding. This is one of those catchphrases that is intended to arouse feelings about a natural product, but it's actually just word salad. Outdoor inspired does not tell me anything required to make a purchase. What does that mean? Does it mean it's a pine scent? Does it mean it's made out of animal musk? Does it smell earthy? Coming down here, it already is telling me that there are clean ingredients. The plant-based feels redundant and would not sway my purchase. So they don't need to hear plant-based again, but they already hear that it's clean ingredients. I cannot easily see the smells, which is an important part of the deodorant I decide to buy. So they're not easily seeing what the scents are resonating on, so it's not doing anything for them. This is all really good information that you need to have. You can run this click test in a couple different ways. You can say where resonates for you and where areas do you like, but in this one, we ran it as which doesn't resonate with you. So you can see shoppers are not really seeing that. Let's jump into the next one we did. It gets even better. Okay, so for this one, we said, when shopping on Amazon for men's deodorant, does this product detail page tell you everything you need to know to make a purchase? So we flipped it a little bit. Does it tell you everything? And if it doesn't, what is it missing? Now, it's not a click test. It's an open-ended poll. So we're not looking for clicks. We're looking for those really detailed responses as to what the product page is missing. So if we go down here, we can see top image should be replaced with a close-up of the deodorant. I'd like to know the scent profile of all three shown instead of just amber and sandalwood. Yes, it covers everything from the ingredients. Okay, so they got enough from what they needed to know from it. I guess so. There's not really a lot I need to know about deodorant other than does it work? So again, that's still something. How well does it work? Social proof. It's missing information about how long it lasts. Just saying longer isn't really helpful. And you can see here, these are all 25 to 34-year-old. Well, this one is 25 to 34-year-old male. More than enough goes above and beyond what I would normally expect. That's a 45 to 54-year-old male. It appears that all needed information is included, but there could always been more info put on. However, I think if they did, the graphic may become too busy. So you could see when you say things like longer, what does it mean by longer? When we say things like the scent, what does it really mean? Is it really resonating? Are we really showing people what it smells like? Because remember, on Amazon, it's all digital, so I can't smell through the screen. And I really want to know when you say it smells better longer, how is it doing that? So people want to know that kind of stuff. The third one's a doozy. We got to take a look at this. Check this out. So this one, we took 2 as a head-to-head. So we pitted Everyman Jack against, I guess, their competition from what I could see in the space, which is Dr. Squatch for men's deodorant. So when shopping on Amazon for men's deodorant, which one of these product pages is most compelling for you to purchase from? And you can see on this one, Dr. Squatch was the winner, not by a landslide, 9-6 on the smaller 15-person poll. But you could see here the reason why they chose Dr. Squatch has a better close-up on the first image. It displays what ingredients are used. It's much more informational. I prefer the outdoorsy and natural aesthetic. I prefer the focus on the deodorant rather than some weird imagery in the other option. Dolphins, seriously? So this person just wants to focus on the deodorant. They really don't care about the eco-friendliness or whatever they're talking about. I think it's a whale. It's more informative with the call outs, feels more informative, and they're familiar with the brand. Now let's see why people went with our Everyman Jack example here. It shows a man with a beard. I am a man with a beard, so I relate to this one more to look at. Or there you go. Shout out to men with beards. Visually engaging. Both are pretty good. B is a little bit better. B does a great job highlighting key information like the scent. It's more organized. So you can see here, we being in this example, Everyman Jack, we didn't lose by a landslide, but there are some things that we can take from the competitor from the PickFu data here and implement it. First one being showing the product predominantly more. People don't really want to see about the new flask packaging and the whale tails and that kind of thing. People really just want to focus on the deodorant and also how it's going to make them smell better longer. This is fantastic information, and I guarantee if Everyman Jack was to implement some of this, they would get a better conversion rate and make more money on Amazon and send me some free deodorant. Like now, like quick. No, I don't smell. But your sales might smell if you're not running a PickFu. All right, cool. So what did we learn today? We learned that you can test your A+ content in multiple different ways. You can test it in open-ended, just getting feedback on either yours or your competition's to see what's missing. Will it work as is? Or am I not showing what I need to show in order to make that sale? We took a look at some A+ content in a click test to understand really where on the page is resonating the most for the A+ content, where buyers are really gravitated towards, and the sections they're not gravitated towards. And those are areas that you probably want to optimize as well, because if no one's clicking over there and they're not really caring about it, well, it's not saying a lot and you need to fix that. And then third, the tried and true head-to-head. So we took two A+ contents, we stacked them up against each other, two competitors, and we let them duke it out. And we saw very clearly why one was the winner and why one was not the winner. But even still, if you're the winner, it doesn't mean that you're not looking at the other one and seeing why they still got some votes, because that's low-hanging fruit for you to continue to optimize your A+ content. Always be testing. And here's how you can apply it to your Amazon business right away. Before you publish or optimize any A+ content, run that PickFu. Test your layout, your images, your avatars, your copy, everything. You want to get feedback from your exact audience and your shoppers. The cost of a few polls pales in comparison to thousands upon thousands of dollars in wasted ad spend and lost sales on Amazon. Remember, you're not designing for yourself, you're designing for the customer. Are you ready to start optimizing your own A+ content for more conversions today? I know you are. Head on over to pickfu.com. Use our promo code YouTube, so YOUTUBE, for 50% off of your first poll today. Get that 50% off. Start cracking into your A+ content. Get better conversions. You're going to thank yourself in the morning. Don't leave your Amazon business a chance. Let the customer data guide you to success. We'll see you guys in the next video.